Today we're answering your WWE 2K25 questions. Be able to talk to you guys. I miss ya. I like ya. So let's get into it. Console72 says, what would you say has been the game's biggest success this year, and what would you say has been the biggest fail? Obviously, the biggest success known to man is the island and my faction combined. Greatest thing ever invented. Sarcasm is flowing through me right now. Of course not. There's no one thing. I think certain things have been good. A lot of things have been bad. I like that Universe Mode got some attention this year. You know, updated calendar, promos, while limited. It's an addition in there, that's okay. I do think that the smaller tweaks of adding chain wrestling, the ladder match mechanics revamped, those things were great wins. Bloodline rules match with all the run-ins, I really do enjoy that and still play that. Biggest fails, I would say, are just like not really giving players the ultimate thing that they want, and there's no right or wrong answer here. Everyone's different for what they want from a game, but I just feel like not listening to the fans in terms of match types or shoving the island at us and no one's really engaged in it or asking for it. So that level of communication, I think, is what's lacking. So the biggest fail, I think, is that where the game came out and it didn't have, I guess, for match types, it didn't have this big blow away match type for me. The Blue Exorcist says, why is the game replayability get worse? I played 3 weeks and I was done with this game. I think because so much of the mechanics of the game has been the same since 2K22 when it came back. I think that now we're into like 2K25 going to 26. Now we've seen this core system, and I don't think it's bad necessarily, because I do think the controls are good. I know many of us will say, hey, go back to 2K19 because that was the ultimate controls, and I get that. I find the control system is fine now. Like, it's solid. I know there's going to be stuff that people will want to fix for it. But I think for replayability, I think it is because something like, let's say Universe in My GM mode, they don't have the same hooks like they used to, or at least with rose tinted glasses when I'm a kid, where I thought my GM mode or just GM mode, for example, had so much longevity in it. Like, I just felt like I could go into GM mode back in the SmackDown versus Raw days and just replay the thing endlessly. It just kept going and going and going, and I just loved it. Or back when it's just WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy, where it's just exhibition stuff, but I felt like I could play over and over again and never get bored and just be so entertained. I know it's because when I'm a kid, I'm thinking back to it and being like, oh, that's nostalgia and I just love this thing. But I was able to create like just my own stories within it. Again, a championship mode and then some exhibition. And I'm like, I just would play my own version of Monday Night Raw and map everything out. And now it's like I have the tools of Universe Mode, and I can't like get through a season because I'm like, okay, it's rinse and repeat. It's bored. I think there's just lacking a certain mechanic, a hook that gets players to come back to modes. Because like Showcase, you beat it, you're done, you move on. And there's no incentive to go back. My Rise, you might play twice. If you're really hardcore, you want to unlock everything, so be it. But I think most players, they play through it one time and they're kind of done with it. And I think maybe that's part of it, is that there isn't seemingly a mode that you can go and be like, oh, I just constantly want to be in this thing. I think they want Island and my faction to be that thing, but card packs are too expensive, too much of a grind, and Island, I think, has very little value. Now, before we get to the next one, talking about Universe Mode a little more, I gotta thank today's sponsor. You may have noticed, like I do, that AI is just about everywhere, but can actually have a little bit of fun with it too. So I'm excited to be able to talk about today's sponsor, Polybuzz. They have this great app that allows you to create your own character from scratch, interact with them, but also they have all of these characters that you are able to go in and have full conversations with, tell your own stories, create your own narrative, do all this really cool stuff with it, all with the help of AI. I went in and I talked to Spider-Man for like 10 minutes, and I asked him very, very important questions like favorite suit, and also what was it like being in a video game. I didn't quite get the answer that I thought I was going to get from him. WWE wrestlers, found Roman Reigns. I just had to go into the AI bot for that, and I was trying to put my ones up for Roman Reigns, and he wasn't feeling me too much there. With over 40 million downloads and 20 million characters in the app, it's a must-have experience to be able to try out with Polybuzz. From video games, movies, TV shows, anime, whatever you like, really, you're going to be able to find your own characters with Polybuzz and being able to have full interactions with them and just kind of get goofy with it at the same time. Now, what I need you to do is do the most important thing, which is enter my code SUMMER22 that you see on screen so that you can get your discount for Polybuzz. Now, before we go, I'm going to do one more thing, which is I'm going to talk to Iron Man. And instead of being a delivery guy that needed directions, I'm going to say that I'm a damsel in distress and I need help. Link in the description, check it out. Thank you so much to Polyboss for supporting the channel. Now back to the video. So the Romans Omega says, why does Universe continue to lack depth? Seems like the same copy and paste I've seen since Raw versus SmackDown. I think as it is. I think because over the years it's felt like it's band-aid together, that ripping the mode out would probably destroy the game entirely. And I think it's kind of, it might be like a rock and a hard place from the dev side. I don't know, but I've spoken to them before over the past couple of years anyways. And the sense that I get is that it's a tricky system to work with all of the old stuff, and then they try to incorporate new stuff, and it's like a game butting heads within itself. Do I think it's better if they remove the whole thing and did something entirely new? Absolutely, because it does feel like every year I turn it on, I'm like, okay, refresh calendar, layout, but I'm still just building my show, simulate the weeks, play the matches, and I get, like, now I can create the cutscenes, or excuse me, I can choose the cutscenes that I want, but those are repetitive now. It's not as huge of a laundry list of stories that you can actually play through and create. Promos are back, but they're limited and they don't provide any extra value really. So I think what is probably missing for so many of us within, GM, Universe, even combined, is a story mode, creating those original stories. Donovan says, hey Matt, what do you think they're going to bring back for 2K26? Do you think they should mix my GM Universe mode into one for 2K26? Any fun guesses for DLC predictions? Oh, that's a lot. Okay, let's go with bringing back for 2K26. I think 2K24, they did a good job because they brought in multiple match types. And I think that was a big home run for them because it felt like you were listening a lot more. For 2K, and then 2K25, I'm like, yeah, you had intergender. Okay, like whatever. Yeah, Bloodline Rules match is a hardcore match with, no DQ and a lot of run-ins. It's fun. I don't think that there was a lot more to it, and they did more of the retooling of the mechanics. Match types bring back. I'd love for an Inferno match to come back. A Lumberjack match, for example. Yeah, they may not be staples on WWE TV anymore, but they're part of its history. Like I want a revamped Hell in a Cell match. Should they mix my GM Universe? I don't think they will do that. But I do think that both modes need to have a very clear identity, and they need to get more robust features. Like my GM needs a full year-long calendar with all the playable and applicable match types for each PLE. The Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, those need to be in there. And if you start adding cutscenes though, then you're really just getting into Universe mode. But my GM, for example, if you have something like the promo system they have in there already, where you're paying to run a promo, a charity, or whatever thing, advertising, I think it would be cool though if you did select promo to call out your opponent, and then it just did the cutscene. But then you start overlapping with Universe, and you start just kind of redoing the same thing. SBH says, and it's a good one with my faction, so hang on. But he says, do you think we would ever get a way to sell cards on my faction that we do not want, such as an auction house in Madden? They have that in like MLB The Show as well. Totally think they need to. I think my faction is a slow evolution of a game mode. It has progressed. I like the World Tour piece that they've added in there this year. I think that's fun. I think it's got a lot of problems because it's so hard to get cards and go through everything. It's very grindy, overly grindy. But I think that it's probably on their list of to-dos. They've added more personas. I think they're going to continue to do that for the rest of the year and next year. And I do think an auction house would really set it apart and give it more of that sports feel like we've seen, like you said, with Madden and with MLB The Show from my experience. I love being able to go into the auction house when I play that game almost every year and being able to buy, sell, trade cards. That opens it up so much more for players. That gives you, I think, more incentive to play the mode, because then you're actually going to rack up VC to then buy more card packs, to get more unlockables, to grind more, and then you're in it. So I feel there is more incentive if you have an auction house. EJH3 says, do you think they'll give consoles custom music to download? Now, I do believe that this was a thing found in the files for the Switch 2 version of 2K25. Do I think that they're going to do custom music to download? I mean, that would make people very happy. Half the people watching are probably saying, dummy, just mod it on PC and you're fine. I understand that. But for everybody that has just the console version, that's what they play on, I would hope they would add that feature in where you could upload, download tracks. I think there's just too much to do with licensing. Look at the issues we have now within 2K with licensing some of the music out. superstars or even like DLC, if they've got a certain song that they use, it's not available in the entrance in the playlist or in the jukebox. Like stuff just is locked behind certain characters. Remember that with like Ronda Rousey's theme? You couldn't apply it to anybody else. And so I think you run into a big issue with licensing. And I don't think they want to touch that. Escape Fred says, do you think Brock Lesnar will be in base game or DLC in 2K26? Okay, I think he will be base game. It would not shock me if 2K was like, all right, we got a brand new DLC we can add in, thankfully, for next year, because they've kind of done everybody, it feels like, and they end up giving us a Goldberg Brock Lesnar pack. I wouldn't be surprised. Because also we had like Nia Jax as an example. When she was released by WWE and then brought back, they didn't just put her in the base game. She was DLC, which seems odd. Brock, kind of different circumstances because he's like never released by the company. He would still be under the free agent. And by all accounts, he was gone. 2K, I mean, it's going to be what WWE wants, I think also. It's, do they want to really highlight Brock Lesnar in their video game next year? If they do, then they could make a beast pack, different versions of Brock, Cowboy Brock, old Brock, new Brock, the ones that you unlock in showcase mode basically, and they slap it in a DLC pack. Hope not. For people that want to be able to use Brock Lesnar in a game, I hope he's just base game day one. That's how it should be. Typical Teenager says, in your opinion, what should WWE 2K26 should add to universe mode? I think draft is always on Matt's wish list, but I doubt it would ever come. And also like, or, okay, if you can't give me a draft because it's complicated, or you're like, hey, we do that in my GM mode, so go do draft over there. If you don't do draft, put in a trade mechanic. Look at WWE today. I know we have done drafts with WWE, and I love having an annual draft. I would love it in universe mode. But right now with WWE, they tend to do trades or signings where people just come out of a change room or the locker room and they're with Nick Aldis and they just sign a contract. Julia just walks out of Nick Aldis's office and Julia is a part of SmackDown. Here you go, 2K, right here, you and me. Just go in there. It's probably super hard. You can probably not even pull this off. Have a trade option where you can trade X number of superstars per month or per calendar year, or set it for unlimited if you want to. If you set it with some rules in there, make it a little bit more fun, or unlock the options as you go in universe mode. Maybe add new mechanics there. But if you had a trade option, allow me to go in and trade one superstar for another, or call up and do that, and it's a cutscene. So just like you have a Money in the Bank cash-in scenario or a promo, do a trade. And you can have Sami Zayn go to the middle of the ring, and it's text prompt, and it just says that like, hey, I've signed a new deal and I'm the newest member of SmackDown. Or Nick Aldis comes out and announces that, I'm happy to announce that blank has signed with SmackDown, and it allows you to choose which superstar, and then boom, the trade happens. That right there, I would love to have trades or call-ups added in as a feature. I like that they've done 2-day PLEs. King of the Ring now works. There's some cohesiveness within that. I think take promos up a notch in a big way. Backstage, at the ramp, brawls, more options to select from. Bronte Jack Jr., intros, just yelling intros at us. Please, can we get them back in the game or universe mode? I miss seeing the pyro going off the show. I do too. And I think a lot of creators also mention this to 2K of like, hey, you should add intros in. I believe, and I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, I believe the feedback that I heard was not a lot of people use intros. I think the hardcore community does. I think they like it. For people that love universe mode, they want that back in. Why take it out? We liked it. We keep it in there. They took it out. It speeds up the process too of beginning the universe or the show. And I think what they may have seen was that it's not a mechanic that's leveraged a lot, so they ditched it. Would I like it back? Absolutely. It's part of the show. Better yet, when we're talking about things to add back in, yes, add in show intros with pyro and everything, but then also do cutscenes. Have them set it up so that if you have your rosters figured out for the year, it auto generates like 3 superstars walking to the arena like they do on Raw and SmackDown now, where you have Judgment Day in the parking lot getting out of the car and they have arrived at the arena. Michael Cole does the voiceover work for it, saying, even generically, just being like, they have arrived at the arena, business is about to pick up. Those type of dialogue lines. That piece of them entering the arena would be cool. One that was probably super hard to do, I don't expect it in the next couple of years even, would be how they follow the camera on Raw from the backstage out to the arena to start a promo. Punk is backstage, he walks through Gorilla, and it sequences all the way out. Would love something like that for more immersion. Tiger Claw Gaming. General question, he says, will wrestling games ever be fun again? Every year, it feels like the games become more about monetization and less fun. I feel like there could be a healthy balance between the two. I do too. I always wonder, because I'm just sitting here, playing a game and trying to enjoy things and talk about it with all of you. I do find that the fun has gone down. Could be because it's just what I do, so I'm always kind of covering the game, and I always wonder if that lessens my enjoyment of it, because I'm looking at it from maybe more of a critical eye, or I'm always kind of thinking in the back of my head like, oh, would this be a good video, for example? Do I think that there's less fun? When I take a step back, I do wonder if, again, if maybe it's me getting older and that my time is limited, my enjoyment for games shifts, what type of games I like to play. And because of that, maybe I don't get as much enjoyment out of the series anymore. Still a hardcore wrestling fan, play it every year. Despite doing this, I would still pick it up every year and still play it and do everything that I normally do. But yeah, I think that there's so much push on monetization that it feels like the core elements of the game get lost or forgotten or just not prioritized. It's how do we make more money? How do we squeeze more out of the consumer? I don't like that across any game genre, etc. I feel like it is just too much. Is it the world we live in? 100%. Do we like it? Probably not. It's just, what are we gonna do? People will say, just don't play the game. Why are you playing it? You're gonna shill it out for every single year and you're gonna play it anyways. Well, I would play it because I enjoy my wrestling game, and it's the only option for a WWE game, so I want to be able to experience that even if I disagree with elements to it. Is it becoming less enjoyable because it's more monetized? I think so, because like I said, I think more focus on things like, well, the island updates, shop, new hats, new shirts are added to the island. Who's playing the island? Who out there has played it and played it consistently for hundreds of hours? I haven't, and I don't get it. My faction, it's still the same core thing, and I don't like that the personas are locked behind it. I don't. And even if they are, I don't like how insanely grindy it is to get things you want or characters, versions of John Cena you've had in previous games. And it's that cycle of like, how do we monetize same content over and over again? I wish they would get more creative. I wish that even if they're going to monetize stuff, try something new. Sell me a story pack. Like, sell me an addition to something in the game. Sell me a match type. Sell me more than just our John Cena with a new Titantron and a hat that we've had before. Sell me custom, or sell me arenas that like we can't recreate, for example. Just anything like that that gets outside the box. If you're gonna monetize your audience, let's be smarter about it, maybe. But what do you want to see, I guess, for 2K26? I want to thank you guys for submitting your questions. I didn't get to everything, but I do appreciate it. We got more content coming at you for 2K. And stick around if you guys enjoy the video. Hit subscribe. Have a great day. See ya.